for this one, we probably, remember how we were saying it was too forward?
Yesterday, yes.
Yeah,
right.
That's what we want for this one, probably.
We want the forward sound.
We want the forward Sarod, yeah.
Then we can do it. Would you do me the favor of making sure all of these sends are all the way down, especially over there?
Which sends?
Any of them.
Oh, yeah.
Just make sure they're all turned all the way down. So I'm going to start with just working on percussion and Sarod together.
Excellent.
Since that's really what's going to drive this song. And the tone of this Sarod, to me, for some reason, just sounded a little different today. For us here. That's with the transient designer. That's without it.
Yeah.
And then
I like it. Can we compare it to the other?
Yeah.
So this
is choice A.
So that's the limiting with no fern.
Right.
So, and we're also running this road through the DW Fern compressor, which I call the Sarod Awesomizer. So now that's just a dry signal.
Right.
And then, so this is the transient designer.
Without the transient designer. So this is completely, that's the way we recorded.
So that's the transient designer. Let me put the compressor back on with that.
That gives us sort of a really warm, round sound.
Yeah.
You can leave the fern on for a second. Not as round.
Yeah.
Perhaps a little bit more focused, but it's not as rich.
Yeah, why don't we try it with the transient and the fern first?
I like that. I think I may expand the attack open a little bit more.
What was that?
That's opening up the attack.
Oh,
creating more attack than less attack, which I probably don't need. Maybe just in the center. Is fern on? Yeah.
Yeah. inverting the phase. Checking for phase cancellation by going to mono.
Right. Well, this is such an unusual combination of microphones and patterns that you have a lot more options in terms of choosing the polarity of each one of the signals, because it's 2 omni microphones and 1 cardioid in the center.
Yeah.
So you can actually invert the phase of one side, even without the center. And still not lose everything.
Yeah.
Because they're so totally different in terms of the signals that they're getting. Except for the lump.
Yeah.
So it's sort of a creative decision.
We should do the bring the 251 to center, maybe.
Well, I'm using it to steer it away from the guitar.
Okay.
So yes, it is sort of the center, but because a lot of times the Sarod is not dead center, because we're making space for all of the various instruments.
Yeah.
I'm sort of using the center as our as sort of the rudder. Because even if I go, all it does is just it more changes your perception than the actual location.
Yeah.
I think I like that better.
Can we fly in a better Sarod player?
Yes. I just have to start the talent.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna, because there's one frequency that I think I want to go after. Wow, listen to this, John. This thing is amazing. So without it, with it.
Oh wow.
Isn't that fantastic? It's like exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
Without it?
Oh yeah, it's that like low mid mud is gone.
Yeah.
You have no boost. Is the high boost is flat? Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing going on except for that middle cut. There's a tiny bit of bottom boost, but it's almost negligible. I'm going to reevaluate the dynamic control between the transient designer and the compressor.
Yeah, and we're starting with Sarod because this is a tune that's based on a North Indian classical piece. So we're kind of centering the mix around Sarod and Tabla as though it were a straight Hindustani classical performance with strings and other things added, as opposed to some of the other tunes where we've kind of let the strings carry some more of the weight, or let
or using, not necessarily going with a strict representation of the Sarod, but sort of allowing shaping of it to fit the song.
Yeah.
Or in this case, where the song is sort of built around the sound of the Sarod. So this is with a different compressor setting on the Fern. Turn the transient designer again. So I'll see if I can. So this is a really fast attack, fast release, and very gentle knee. So I'm going to do a harder knee. So it's going to sound a little more aggressive.
Go back.
Smoother.
Yeah, I kind of like the smooth, the soft knee.
And I can open up the attack. Definitely like the fast release.
Yeah.
We need to open that up a little bit. I think that's a good starting point. Let's see how that fits with that might be a touch compressed, but let's see what that sounds like with the percussion, and then with just the tabla, and we may loosen that up some because it's starting to feel kind of
squashed,
especially during the faster parts. During the longer notes, it's kind of nice because it is bringing out the sustainable, the sympathetic strings.
Yeah.
Bypass the percussion. I don't think it's. I think it's bypassed right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No. What I've got in on the low tabla, but the big thing that's inserted here is the tube tech, which needs to be dialed in here. It's coming up. So that's just a single channel. So that's just on the Yes.
That's what the compressors are for.
That's what the, yes. And we're using them, they're basically set up as limiters. So we're going to, well, they're not quite catching that. I'm going to have to change them over to faster attack. All right. Well, right now I am going to change my patch because I want the compressor to come in after the EQ in this particular case.
For the low tabla?
Yes, for the low tabla, exactly. So I am going to sort of reroute that compressor. So it goes to the EQ first. Generates that nice big fat bottom, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do 5 and 6. And then use the compressor to sort of hold it in place.
Yeah, so basically dialing in the sound with the EQ, and
then we're going to use the compressor to just sort of control it a little bit, if we need to, because as much as I would love to sit there and automate every single tabla strike, it's not an efficient use of time. That's Did you hear what we're doing there with them?
yeah.
So during the quieter parts, it's to a more energetic section. Let's check that big thump again. That'll probably take a little bit of intervention. I think we can.
That's enthusiastic.
We've got a compressor across our percussion stereo subgroup. I gotta turn him down. And this is going to just give us a little bit more control on the attack. want to use it to create a bit more punch. Yeah, go back to that. That's a good starting point.
Yeah.
See how that feels with the Sarod. Take these compressors off for a second. No, not those. No, I like those.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we may need to take a little bit of the subsonic stuff out of it. How does that feel to you? Is the bottom big enough, too big? It feels pretty good. It feels pretty focused, but not like...
I'd like it maybe just a touch more bottom in the lower. Not quite that much. There we go. Or is that too much?
No, it's not too much.
That's more the perspective from the player than...
That's, can I hear what... put the percussion in with it. Yeah, and I think he's doing
That's
mostly high stuff.
He's just doing tick tick. So this is the sort of the groove driver here.
Yeah.
Actually,
it's like there's a couple of bass hits, but not many.
yeah, and that's not really an udu. That's just going to be a smack. Maybe that might be a bell. No.
Oh, smack, yeah.
So I think maybe just sort of create a nice stereo image of what he's doing there, even though it's really on one side. It's kind of nice. Maybe add a touch of top to the right-hand side. Kind of thinking that maybe
what?
Maybe the tabla is being stereo wise a little bit more focused on this one so that we can sort of make the Sarod as big as possible, because in a lot of these songs we've had to sort of shrink down the size of the Sarod to make room for all of the parts, and since the Sarod is sort of driving everything on this one. We can do. That's kind of cool sounding. The high tabla, let me ask you a question. Do you want any more? This doesn't sound like it's ringing quite as much as some of the other times we've recorded the tabla. I don't know if it was a different set of drums.
It's a little bit not in tune with itself, so you're not hearing that.
Would you like to hear a bit more of the sort of the fundamental of behind that drum?
On the high drum?
Yes, on the high drum.
Maybe. But it's not, he didn't get the drum totally in tune with itself, so it's got a little bit of warble to it naturally.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is that I could probably overcome that warble with with a really good digital EQ.
Let's try it.
Like the Oxford or something like that, where I can get really, really specific. We can do some very specific pulling out some of the stuff around it.
Yeah.
And
digitally tuning the tabla.
Yes. So
take it out again. Back in. Yeah.
All right.
I think we're going to end up having to free the Sarod a little bit.
I think you're right. It's feeling a little squished.
My baby done.
What do you think, Princeton?
Yeah. Yeah, let's try the
little
Princeton.
little shimmer on it?
Yeah.
All right. Remember how to do this? I'm not feeling the glue holding everything together. There we go. This EQ is helping our harmony. My glue quest is getting closer. Just trying to take a step backwards and get the pieces to feel more like a band or group.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Be a touch.
I'm gonna try this in the center.
Yeah, okay. Should he come up here? Almost be a solo?
Yeah, go back. I'll catch that.
Okay. I was sort of missing that a little bit. Try it one more time, just push a little harder.
Right in the middle of that one. Yeah, right there. I just wanted to boost up the Udu when it's with the Sarod.
All right, so let me get started just sort of shaping strings here. Really good one. She used that one. Here, a couple of those.
I think we can pump the tabla up a little bit more at the beginning still.
And there might be some spots where the guitar is disappearing under the strings, but I'm not sure that the guitar is confident enough. Do you know where the guitar and the strings are together?
Yeah.
In those answers?
Yeah.
We can turn the strings down, but the guitar is just... In other words, there's also some really good phrases by the strings that we could just...
You thinking cut and paste?
Possibly, just on some of the well...
On the swell job.
Yeah, I also want to try on the strings, narrowing them up to let the guitar live more by itself.
Gotcha.
On one side. So the beginning... Is it the beginning that the
yeah, just
tabla,
that
or
first,
just
the first feature thing.
Okay. Sure I'm liking that or not.
The narrowing, you mean?
The strings.
around 250. Show you the note. That one.
Is that a note? A bad note?
Yep. It's supposed to be a flat second, and I played close to a major second. Oh, so hard to find good Sarod players. Yeah, sharp. So hard to find good Sarod helps these days, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna change all
Yeah, we got to find that happening.
It happened. Hold on. It's gonna happen again right after that. That's one you can use. That's one thin string thing that can come out a little bit.
That whole...
Dee-da-da-da, little answering voice. Again, just in the one voice, I mean. Second violin.
Okay. Is that violin 2?
Yeah. A little too much, yeah.
Go ahead and just jack him up.
way, you mean? That's the head wobble.
Let's give it a short break. I think it's getting pretty close. What do you think?
While he's gone, I will play. Oh, there's nothing routed there. Sorry.
It's okay.
I didn't touch anything, I swear. Except for all of these.